You're watching Market Sense. Let's move on to some important market cues, and as the European markets prepare to open in just a minute from now, all eyes will be on the European Central Bank, or the ECB, which meets today for its monthly policy meeting. The market expectations indicate that it is likely to hold on to its current policy. However, the president of the ECB, Mario Draghi, could indicate a readiness to cut interest rates as early as next month, given a weakening economy and also due to Spain's banking troubles. The ECB is likely to keep its weapons holstered until after the EU summit at the end of June. All right, we've got James Hughes, who's a senior markets analyst at ALPARI, who joins us on the show from London. James, to begin with, all eyes clearly in Europe on the ECB and what it will say. But while the market is somewhere beginning to factor in the likelihood of a rate cut next month, as early as next month, what do you believe the chances are of Mario Draghi maybe cutting rates even today?
Well, I don't think necessarily anyone's looking at that today. I think people are firmly set on the fact that it may not happen this time, but it may happen next time. And I think that's the biggest issue. I think what we need to wait for in Europe is this Greek election. Greece is going to be the key point, and of course, who gets into power, what sort of regime they want to put in place, of course, whether they're proposed to the austerity measures that everyone's been talking about or whether they want to move them away. Of course, there's a lot of unanswered questions about Greece. And what that also brings is the unanswered questions about contagion and Spain and Italy. So I think before any rate to cut or any policy decisions are changed fundamentally, I think we need to wait and see exactly what happens with that election.
So, James, what do you believe will be the biggest concern? Do you think it would be the Spanish spiraling debt, which has certainly added pressure to the Eurozone economy, threatening to affect the financial streams particularly?
Yeah, I think it is, and I think it is more Spain at the moment. I think it's Spain only because we have a little bit of a lull in the proceedings about Greece, and I think with the Eurozone, you're always going to get one or two big stories which are going to dominate. And I think the bigger worry at the moment is Spain, but I think it's only a big worry because Greece is almost seen as a lost cause. You almost think that the Eurozone have almost resigned themselves to the fact that, well, Greece either can't be saved or is going to go its own way. So you need to look at where the issues are going to come from in other countries. And, of course, the biggest one and the biggest worry is going to be Greece at the moment. Of course, we're getting run on banks, and also 100 billion euros withdrawn from banks in the first 3 months of the year. So there are huge issues in Spain, and I think we've been hearing about this dreaded 1 trillion euro mark if Greece does leave the euro, and that's what it's going to cost. And of course, countries like Spain and countries like Italy, they can't afford their share of that. So there are big issues.
Thanks very much, James, for joining in and giving us that perspective on some crucial key data points that we'll be watching out for, particularly the ECB meet. That's going to be 5 p.m. India time. But for now, it's a steady start to the European markets, given that they will be, given the G7 meet also, which took place yesterday.